But I just remember my mom telling me one time like how old the Earth was, and she was a little off. And and I was like, well, Mom, think about this, all right? Like we look up and we see those stars, right? Like God made those. It's written right in there, heaven and earth. Like you can't go. It says it. Don't go back on that. Like He made those things, right? Like, but they're so far away that it takes, tens of thousands of years in some case for their light to reach us. So this all had to have been here. That star had to have been there for tens of thousands of years, or we couldn't see it. The light wouldn't have gotten here yet. So how can you stand on that little ledge you're standing on over there where you believe that this is all 6,000 years old? But that's never the way to approach it. I feel like she immediately would go to light. How do we know how fast light is? And right? I'm like, do we have to go to Einstein?
Well, when he started the star, he also did the ray of light that made its way here.
Oh, he just stretched it out.
Yeah, it made the star and the ray of light so that it was here right away. It made you not wait for it.
But all right, but here's the issue with that. Because that light is reached out like that, as we're fed that delayed light, we're seeing different things. Things are happening over a course of time. You know what I mean? Like it's not as if you just turned on a flashlight and then stretched the beam out to Earth. You turned that star on, and then over the course of tens of thousands of years, like all kinds of clouds of ionized gas and planets went between the telescope and a star that's out there. Like things are happening. Like that light is being altered like throughout history along its path, and you can see that as you watch it.
I hear you, bullshit. But if you have a real believer, they could be like, "Yeah, that was just all laid out there." I think, and I want to put words.
Well, if they believe that, then you have to come to the conclusion that God is fooling us on purpose.
Yes, yeah, sure. Because okay, so here's the thing. I hope I have this right. You have a organism like a bone or something, and it has carbon in it, and then that carbon decays, right? It leaves the bone at a predictable rate. So we can look at a bone and say, it's got this much carbon. It must be this old, right? That's what carbon dating is, if I'm explaining right. Yeah. So how is the Earth 6,000 years old when we have carbon dating proof that, dinosaurs were here, 20 million years ago? Whatever.
There's no response to it, but that's not true.
Oh, you don't understand.
That's not true.
Yeah, God laid all the stuff out there as a giant scavenger hunt for humans' benefit, and some of the bones that he put in place there were halfway carbon decayed. Is because that's the way he made it from the get go. It's just a big old scavenger hunt of bones underground.
I would throw if I were God, I'd throw at least a couple dinosaurs out there, like still rotting. Just to baffle people. What the fuck? This one's still bleeding.
I put in a unicorn. One unicorn, one mermaid. That'll fuck with them.
That stuff's really frustrating because as long as there's that much of the population that believes things like that, we're so far away from getting to that Star Trek utopia, right? Like in Star Trek, like there's no ignorance like that. There's no like even if you go to like the dumbest of dumb people, they're still flying around in spaceships. They might have some bad ideas, but they've gotten past the whole believing that their planet's flat and sacrificing things to an omnipotent being and all that.
Like because it's so cultural and accepted in certain brands of Christianity that the Earth is 6,000 years old, you've kind of been desensitized to it. So if someone actually believes that, you're not actually like, oh, wow, do you make your own fire at night and hunt for your food, you ancient Philistine? Like, you don't do that. But with this flat Earth thing, it's so rare. And I think it's objectively dumber than the 6,000-year Earth thing. Like, both are so dumb, it's difficult. But the 6,000-year Earth thing, at least you have history as plausible deniability, which is the thing that Scientologists don't have. Like your religion isn't old enough for people to have bought into it and have been raised in it. And so obviously when you say that Xenu is coming back, it's like, whoa, we haven't had hundreds of years to slowly kind of nibble on this and make it normal. So hard pass. Joseph Smith got in. He was late in the religion starting business, but goddamn, if he got there 3 weeks later, they would have figured it out because someone would have had a cotton gin and they would have been like, "Get out of here with your bullshit." Like
you say that, but then look at Scientology. Like yeah, but that's Joseph Smith could show up right fucking now